live, you're on with us live tonight, or you're watching the replay. I'm very appreciative of this opportunity. It is great. So we are coming to the end of January now, and I suppose it's fitting to basically ask, who set New Year resolutions? And if they did, how many has stuck to them? And that's why I decided to do the webinar tonight of Change Your Mindset and Achieve Your Goals. So my name's Jane Fleming. I'm a mindset and leadership consultant with the Proctor Gallagher Institute. And by the end of tonight's webinar, I want you to be able to have an understanding as to why we do set goals and we don't achieve them, why sometimes we do get the results that we want, whether it be in better sales, losing weight, but then these results don't stay persistent. They're not permanent and they don't last. And we find them going up and down. Whether it is, as I say, in sales where you are making a lot of profit one month, but then you get it up the following month. And we've always all heard the term yo-yo dieting, where the weights go up and down. And then ultimately, I want to be able to share with you some tips and strategies that you can use to make sure that any achievement of goals or any improvement in results do remain permanent. Okay, so a little bit about me. As I say, my name's Jane and I'm a PGI consultant. I am also a mum to 3 boys and a wife. I have a love of shoes and a love of sport. I suppose being a mum of 3 boys, I have to have a love of sport. And my background is in psychology and teaching. I also became a client of the Bob Proctor material, first of all, in their mentoring program, and then became a consultant. And my aim is basically to share this material with as many people as I can. So to get started tonight, I want to set the scene. So imagine John. John goes to school, gets great grades, goes to university, gets a job, a very good job, but he is struggling to pay the mortgage every month and he finds himself stuck. Why? Why is that the case? He should be financially stable. He should be happy and fulfilled in his job because he has dedicated so much time, so much work and commitment, but he's not. And this has led to more and more frustration. Well, this story has been repeated over and over again. And this was me. I was John. We spend our lives going through training, webinars, courses, gathering all the information, setting our goals, but yet we struggle to achieve them. We struggle to get the results that we want in life. And nothing seems to change. And all it does is create more and more frustration. Well, why is this? We call this the know and doing gap. And it's basically the difference between what people know and what people actually do. And let's be honest, we all know what we should be doing in order to reach those goals and achieve the results that we want. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we are actually doing it. For example, if you want to get healthier and fitter, we know we have to get up early in the morning and go to the gym, but we still stay up late the night before and hit the snooze button the next day. Even though we know we shouldn't be doing that if it's the results that we want to get. So why is this the case? Well, it all comes down to our mental programming, and we call this our paradigm. Paradigm is in your subconscious mind. It is a collection of your beliefs and habits. And it basically affects how you view the world, how we behave, and then what results that we get. And we all have habits from the minute we get up in the morning for brushing our teeth. My dad has the strange habit of every time he drives to Belfast from Derry, he has to wash the car. It's a habit that he's developed over the years. So we all have habits. And our habits tend to be influenced more by our environment than our genetics. And they're passed down from generation to generation. So I don't know if you have ever heard of the story of, it changes sometimes. People say the fish in the oven. Some people say the meat in the oven. So a young couple, the girl was putting the fish in the oven and she cut off the head and cut off the tail. And her husband asked her, why did she do it? And she says, I don't know. My mum's always done it. So she rang her mummy and she goes, Mummy, why do you cut the head and the tail off the fish before it goes into the oven? And the mummy goes, I don't know. Your granny always did it. So she rings her granny. Granny, why do you cut the head off and the tail off of the fish? And the granny said, well, love, in our day, our ovens weren't big enough. So we had to cut them off in order to fit it into the oven. So that was a habit that was passed down from generation to generation. Even if it sounds ridiculous, you just do it. And as we get older, this programming continues. We continue to gather all this information and we form these habits and beliefs. And sometimes they can be very non-productive in achieving the results that you want. We can start to believe that we're not good enough, that we can't do something. And so if you want to change your results and you want to achieve the goals, then you have to change the programming. And to do that, we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to get an understanding of what our own habits and beliefs are. And to do that, look at your results. Look at the results that you're getting in your career, in your health, in your relationships, in your finances. And if it's not the results that you want to get, ask yourself, well, what habits and beliefs do you have that are keeping you stuck? There was one I always heard when we were growing up. It's who you know, as a reason as to why some people were successful and some people weren't. And that's not true, but it was a belief that used and a saying that you would have heard over and over and over. And that was ingrained in my head. It's who you know. Or sometimes you would hear, oh, it's in our DNA, we're all big boned, we can't lose weight. That's not true. What it is creating excuses as to why you don't take action. Excuses in order to procrastinate and put it off. And then we also sometimes stop ourselves from going after what it is we want because it's not the expected path that we should follow. It's not what's expected of us from maybe our culture. In my family, it was very much you went to school, you went to university, you got a good secure job, you got married, you had a family. That was the path that you followed. And I'm not saying that's a bad path. I'm very happy. But it is a culture thing that's ingrained in us. It's a habit and belief that is put in us all throughout our life. They're ingrained in us. So in order to, and I love this quote, to be able to shape your future, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm. If you want to create the life that you want and achieve the results that you want, you have to say no to everything that isn't that. You have to change your mindset from where you are now to where it is that you want to be. And to create that new mindset, these are a few wee tips and strategies that I want to share with you today. You have to be clear on what it is that you want. What goals is it that you want to set? Create a vision of where you want to be in a year's time, 2 years' time, 5 years' time, 10 years' time. And you have to be specific. And use your imagination, because anything is possible. Look at your career. Where do you want your career to be in 5 years' time? Do you want a promotion? Do you want to be in a different job? Do you want to be earning a higher salary? Do you maybe want to start your own business? Or maybe you have a hobby and you want to start it as a side hustle? Whatever it is, write down your goals for your career. Look at your finances. What do you want your finances to look like? And you have to be specific. You have to put a figure to it. Because if you just say, oh, I want to earn more money, well, you could get £10 the next day. That's your goal answered. You've achieved it. You've earned more money. So you have to be really specific as to what way you want your finances. Maybe it's you want to invest in cryptocurrency or property. Write it down. Look at your relationships. What way do you want your relationships to be? Do you want to improve current relationships? Do you want to attract a new relationship? They always say you are the sum of the 5 people you surround yourself with. So what 5 people do you want to be surrounding yourself with over the next year, 2 years, that you know that are going to support you in achieving your goals and your results? Then look at your health. How do you want your health to be? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to have more energy? Do you want to stop smoking, cut out drinking, whatever it is? What is your goals in terms of your health? Do you have materialistic goals? Do you want to own a new car, own a new home, go out and buy a new pair of shoes, new sports equipment, whatever it is? What is your goal? And a lot of the time with the materialistic things, it's not actually the item that you've got. It's the process of being able to go out and buy it. That can be the goal. Then look at your personal development. Is there anything that you want to achieve with regards to your personal development? Do you want to pick up a new hobby? Do you want to do more studying? Do you want to take a course, more training, have a mentor, a coach, invest in yourself with regards to doing yoga, whatever it is? Because the biggest investment that you can make in your life is in yourself when it comes to achieving results and achieving goals. So that one I always think is a good one to give a lot of thought to. And then what type of experiences do you want to set goals for? Maybe it's you want to do a TED Talk, or you want to do a webinar, or you want to fly first class, you want to stay in a particular restaurant or particular hotel or eat in a particular restaurant. What goals can you set there? Create a vision of what it is that you want over the next few years. And then to go and achieve it, you have to think of your why. Why is it that you want it? Because it's this why that's going to keep you moving towards it every day. Taking that one bit of action every single day to achieve the goal that you want. And when you're coming up against obstacles or a little bit of resistance, it's the why that's going to keep you going. And as we've said earlier, we need to change our programming. We need to change our beliefs and our habits. And there's only two ways that you can do that. One, through an emotional impact, and that could be the breakup of a relationship, the death of someone close to you. And the second way is through repetition. And we do this through an exercise, auto-suggestion, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard. But auto-suggestion is repeating over and over what it is that you want to hold as a new belief or habit. And the I am affirmations, and I know Sinead has actually has 50 affirmations that you can access, and they are amazing because those two words, I am, are so powerful. And in order to get them to be in our subconscious mind and to change our habits and beliefs, we write them out, you read them out, you say them out loud, you listen to them as often as you can. I do a process called 369. So I do write out the same affirmation 3 times in the morning, 6 times at lunchtime, 9 times before I go to bed. And then I have other affirmations that I listen to throughout the day on audio, on an app on my phone, and even before I go to bed, I stick in the earphones. So auto-suggestion. And even other wee tips, I carry around a goal card, I actually have it in my pocket, where that is my main goal. And it's always in my pocket or in my bag. So every time, my phone's always in my pocket as well. So every time I go to hit my pocket, I hit my goal card, and it just reminds me of what my ultimate goal is. I also, on my phone, have it as a screensaver, and I set my alarm. My alarm goes off every hour. And when my alarm goes off, that triggers in my mind the goal that I want to achieve. And you're doing that through auto-suggestion and repetition. Another one is self-discipline. We have to create discipline in ourselves, giving ourselves a command and following through. If your friend asked you to do something, you would do it. You wouldn't let them down. So you have to create that in your life with yourself. Don't let yourself down. Do the things that you maybe not want to do, but do them anyway because you know of the benefit that it's going to bring you. So maybe it is in relation to your business and you want to get more sales. So you have to do those calls. You may not want to do it, but you know the result at the end of it. Or maybe it's just to get your business out there, and it's webinars. You don't have confidence to do webinars, but you know it's going to benefit your business in the long run. Create the discipline of that you're going to tell yourself to do something, and you do it even if you don't want to. And just remember why it is that you're doing it and the benefit it's going to bring. Accountability, I find, is an important one. Throughout life, I suppose coming from a teaching background, throughout school, we were always held accountable, even through work. If you didn't show up, there was consequences. If you didn't do something, there was consequences. But it's hard to be accountable to yourself because you've only got yourself to let down. And quite quickly, those bad habits of not taking action can start to creep in and they can start to stay there. So a good tip in order to be accountable to yourself, be accountable to somebody else as well. Have an accountability partner. Tell somebody what the goal is that you want to achieve. And don't tell somebody that you know they're just going to go, oh yeah, that's really good. Well done. Yeah. Tell someone that you know is going to keep checking in on you to make sure that you're keeping to your word and that you're doing it. Over on my Facebook group, we have a 14-day challenge going at the minute. And they have to listen to an audio. It's 12 minutes long. And we have to do it every day. It's on attitude, creating a positive attitude. And after everybody listens to it, they have to put in the post, day 1, done. Day 2, done. So they're being held accountable to the group that they've done it. And it is great seeing it. It also gives motivation to everybody and a sense of community as well. So get yourself an accountability partner if you find yourself setting a goal and you're struggling to achieve it. The next one then is environment. Create an environment that's going to support you in achieving your goal and getting the results that you want. Create order, even in the house or in your car. Look at your car, look at your house. If it's in chaos and it's messy and disorganized, that's a reflection sometimes of what's going on in your mind. So by having order in your home, whether it's in your work surroundings of where you're working, in your office, as I say, in the car, it will create order in your mind as well. One for me would be the phone. Sometimes I would spend quite a bit on the phone, and I think as business owners, we can all be guilty of this because we feel as if we should be on social media, we should be promoting, we should be marketing, we should be responding to clients, to customers. And we use that as an excuse then. But we could be on social media scrolling and not really being productive. And what we're actually doing is procrastinating on what it is that we should be doing. So put the phone in another room. If you have a task to set yourself, put it away, because you're less likely to go to it if it's in a different room. Another one in just creating your environment, outsource things. If you're feeling yourself being overwhelmed by the amount of tasks and activities that you have to do in order to achieve your goals, then outsource. It could be looking at an accountant or a bookkeeper, looking at someone to handle your social media. It could be getting a cleaner in the house, outsourcing your washing, anything that it is that's going to free up your time that you can make it more productive, to focus on the things that you enjoy doing with regards to your goal and taking action in order to achieve that goal. Another one I put there, the 5-second strategy. That's actually, I'm not sure if anybody has heard, I'm sure you have of Mel Robbins. So that's actually her 5-second strategy, where she does the countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And on 1, you get up and do it. Now, I use this a lot, especially in the mornings, getting up, because I like to get up early in order to get some work done and some studying done before the routine of kids and school starts. So I do this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 strategy. And we all do it, even with our kids. My oldest boy, I started 3, 3, 2, 1. I rarely even have to get to 2. My middle boy, I could be in the minuses. Doesn't make a difference. But try that, even if it's during the day and you're putting off a task that you have to do. Do your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then do it. And the last tip I'm going to share is with regards to persistence. Again, I would have been guilty of this, and at times I still am, where I expect results straight away. And when we're not getting the results straight away, frustration starts to set in. But we've got to remember, when this is the case, it's going back to, as I mentioned earlier, your why. thinking as to why you're doing it, and the desire of your goal, the desire of what it is that you want. And if your desire isn't big enough, then it's going to be hard to persist. So make sure that you truly are clear on what it is that you want and do your way. And that will make it easier to get through the times when you're coming up against the obstacles. And there's a story about the bamboo shoot where a bamboo plant was planted, and for 5 years, nothing was happening above the surface. All the roots and all the growth was happening underneath the ground, and you couldn't see it for 5 years. But then within 6 weeks, the bamboo shot up to 90 feet tall. So you might think that all the work that you're doing and the action that you're taking every day, you might have feelings that it's not working, that you're not going to achieve that goal. Think of the bamboo. You are doing all the groundwork. You are doing all the preparation in the background. You just have to have the faith that it will come through. And like the bamboo, when it shoots up to the 90 feet tall, your results will come and you will achieve the goals that you want. But you just have to persist and take action every single day. So I'm going to leave you with this quote. It's all about changing your mindset. So get an understanding of what it is your current beliefs and habits are, and why you're doing what you're doing at the minute, or maybe not doing at the minute. And develop awareness of what it is that you need to do every day to move you closer to achieving your goals. And then take action. And if anybody would like to have a chat about anything I've covered here tonight, or you want to have a discussion to get a bit clear on what it is maybe that you do want or what your goals are, then please feel free, reach out, drop me a message. I'm on social media, and I would be only more than too happy to have a chat with you about this. So thank you so much for giving me your time. I hope you found some of that useful. It was a lot of information fired in, and have a lovely evening.